buy products in China and create their brand like Nike and Adidas and all this shit. And basically, they don't even make the products, they just sell it to you under great marketing. Zakistar is basically the real deal, and it goes the opposite way. Bad marketing, bad marketing, is there even a possibility of bad marketing? Because if one people will watch this, it's better than zero. But the idea is that it's not staged. You can see all the trash here. I will talk whatever you contribute to the chat or whatever comes to my mind. In this world of full of ships, when people just follow each other and they don't even think with their head, and also when they think stupid things like in the wrong direction. For example, people don't want to vaccinate, and there is a huge community behind anti-vaccination, but at the same time, those same people who want like safe bodies and healthy bodies and prevent all these diseases, they will drink Coca-Cola, which has bad morals, and not just morals, bad product, which is more important. But if you go to custom can on Coca-Cola website, you will see that if you write Jesus is King, you can't. You can't put Jesus is King on custom made can. But you can write Satan is King, or you can write Jesus is bad, which is just childish at best and very sad at even satanistic at worst. So, why we created flip-flops with pebbles? As you can see, these are pebbles from real stones. And now I publish like a little book with all the secrets that I learned in 10 years of footwear industry and basically business in modern world, because I was on the biggest footwear exhibition, Micam Milano. So basically I was in the same place with KSV, SoundCloud, basically all big brands promote there, because it's the biggest footwear exhibition and all the shops come there and promoters and all the stuff. So what I realized in 10 years, that footwear industry is not making the best footwear for us, because they don't really care about you or me. They care about how to maximize profit. And maybe you will say that this is obvious and that every company is maximizing profit, but they go in that way that they don't maximize profit with the best product, but they maximize profit with the best marketing that will sell the cheapest product of production price for the most selling price, which means that they make all the products in China and they pay a lot of distribution, a lot of marketing, so they can be ahead of all the other small creators, producers that actually have better ideas. For example, I spent zero on marketing in the last year because I actually invest in good product. and I don't need marketing because good product sells on itself. But if you sell Coca-Cola or Birkenstock or Nike, which is just plastic stuff, you can go on Alibaba, AliExpress, you can find manufacturer in China, Afghanistan, Pakistan, maybe even Turkey. You can get exact same model, but with huge benefits. The price will not be 150, but the price will be 20 or maybe 50, including delivery. So you can basically get product for 3 times less, same quality. If you still believe that products from China are worse quality, you're just delusional, because every product is made there, and if there is like a logo of Nike, it doesn't mean that it's quality. It's still made in China. So yeah, I even have, like, you see, I have swimwear. I don't know if you can see Zakistar logo here. So I ordered this from China. I put my logo on, and this swimwear cost me 10 euros with delivery, with shipping, and with all taxes that you need to pay for import. So now imagine 10 euro production cost with shipping, everything included. And now I create a brand and I sell this swimwear like, oh, this is best quality, this is now Zakistar swimwear, and I sell it just for 20 euros, which probably is not that much for swimwear. I bet you paid more for swimwear in the past. And what does that mean? I make basically 100% on the product that I spend zero time producing. I have zero problems with this product. For now, you can see now I'm producing flip-flops that I sell. Oh, thank you so much. So nice to see that people wishing you good luck and good day. Also to all of you, have a good day, and don't drink Coca-Cola, don't buy plastic flip-flops, don't buy Birkenstock or any art support, because that's the biggest scam. And just eat meat and eggs, drink water, and you will be healthy and happy like I am. So here you can see, if you have production, you have a lot of problems, because you need to get materials, and then the materials don't work like you want them to work. And then you have one problem. Second problem, you need to have workers that work. You need to have a lot of space. So basically, production is the real business, because everything else is just like, of course, sales are important, but sales doesn't bring value to the world. Or marketing. Marketing doesn't improve anything in reality. Marketing just convince you that this product is better than plastic flip-flops. But if you are smart enough, you should know this by biology, physiology, and basic logic. But in today's world, we have like outsourced production. So companies can't say our production is better or our product is better. Even when they say this, it's a lie normally. Because if you look at Birkenstock, they promote like, oh yeah, we have art support, ergonomic design. But when you work 10 years with physiotherapists, you learn that art support is the worst for your feet, because it makes your feet weak. Because support makes work of your muscles, so your muscles don't need to work. And what if you don't use your muscles, you lose them. It's basic saying. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's how the body works, and that's why art support or any support, basically, every comfort you buy makes you weaker. And now if this is comfortable bed or whatever, now it just depends on which level of weakness you fall. Just if you look, we removed basically any movement. In today's world, you don't need to move. Everything is so comfortable. You can take train, you can take bus, you can take electric. We even made electric bikes now. But what is the result of this super comfort? The result is the most fat population on the world. Basically, Americans are fatter than pigs by percentage of the fat that average American has. So, and I can take off my shirt and you will see that I have like under 10% fat. And then you realize that comfort, of course, it's good and needed, because if you are always cold and always under pressure, you probably can't really enjoy life as much. But you need to have this at least balance. Even though diamonds are made under pressure, it's good that you sometimes relax. But they sell you only relaxation, which is not good. And now Zakistar wants to change the whole this narrative. Imagine that. Imagine that there were a like monopole for the light bulbs, you know. You had light bulbs and the companies agreed that they will make only 10,000 hours. That's why this number came out. 10,000 hours is what like the normal light bulb should work. And they found better materials that would work longer. They found different strategies to improve that, but they didn't sell them because there was a monopoly and they didn't want people to have light bulbs that would work for 20,000 hours, which means that people would not come back. And we live in this like hyper, I don't know how to say this, maybe, but it's not even capitalism, because capitalism I don't see many problems, but still there is like battle between brands and consumers, and brands are just selling you worse product. Like, why phones that with all this technology they can make so many stuff, they can make so great pictures and all of this, but the battery dies in 3-4 years, or at least it dies so much that basically you can't functionally use your phone after 4-5 years. So you need to buy a new one. And if you look at the Nokia 20 years ago, you had one phone, the battery lasted 1 week, and basically you could use it for still today. You can use Nokia today and you can still call. And I had a call with my brother and it didn't work correctly. There were no sound for a few minutes. And now we do this technology, we have worse experience than before. So they're just like gatekeeping. And the same is in footwear. There is no improvement in footwear for 100 years. When they invented these classic shoes, there is no improvement. Just a second, I need to bring some leather. Okay, coming soon. So basically, the footwear didn't improve even for 1%. You know, they just sell you design and then they try to convince you that this design looks good, because just imagine like basic design. What is design and why is design better and what is even like beautiful? Even if you look through history in Baroque, people liked fat women. So basically design can be influence what is popular. It's like a mass, some conglomerate, you know. You're telling people that you need to be fat and they like fat people now. Or you just promote that, or maybe influential people are fat and then people believe that being fat is good. So they're focusing on design, but basically the footwear today is working against your human natural design of the feet. Because first of all, you were designed to walk on the front first, not on the heel. And today footwear is forcing you to step on the heel first. And when you step on the heel first, you put 3 times more pressure on your bones, which of course cause a lot of back problem, knee problem, hip destroyed, plantar fasciitis, all of this. Just because footwear is not designed for your feet and for your body, but basically it's designed to look, basically it's just designed for novelty, because people want something new. That's the basic human like psychology, you know. When you are married for 20 years, you get bored and you want something new. And the same is with fashion and footwear and everything. And in fashion, they can't or they don't know how to invent something better. Because this t-shirt is t-shirt, you know, how to improve a t-shirt. And then you have thousands of brands that make like different, it's better fitting, it's here fitting, they try to use different materials, but basically the t-shirt is t-shirt. It's nothing like, oh, this is now like t-shirt that makes you happy, you know. So basically, if you have 2 t-shirts, you will buy the one that you like more. It's just the design thing, because you can't say this t-shirt is better than this t-shirt. It's just which design you like more. And now, as we realized before, you can influence which design is popular with marketing. Because if you say that, I don't know, in Baroque, for example, and everybody knows that being fat is not healthy and it's ugly and all of this, but in Baroque, I don't know who, but somebody decided that this is like the social norm, and it was social norm. So basically, everybody that says to me that, oh, this is not my thing, or this is not my design, I know that this is just excuse that they don't want to buy because they're, or basically they're just influenced by some other brand, so they don't want to buy this one. Fuck it, hell. I made a mistake already because I'm talking too much. And you see, that's what I was talking at the beginning. You just, maybe it's still not lost. But yeah, you see, when you have production under your control, you basically made a mistake and you are done. You know, and then you need to fix mistakes and all of this. But if you don't have production, you just pay for the product and make money at the end. People who are not in this can't even imagine how easy it is to just sell. So where we came to, we have like companies that are focusing only we have companies that are focusing only on marketing, because marketing is basically the only thing that separates two products. Because if you have this t-shirt and you have the same t-shirt but here it's written your name, so I have t-shirt and here is Zakistar, and you have a t-shirt and it's Zakistar, how would consumer decide which one to buy? There are just two options. First of all, he needs to find me or you. So now if he finds me before you and he's satisfied with my t-shirt, he will buy mine. And now if he finds my t-shirt and you have better marketing and he finds you later and you convince him that yours is better looking, even though it's all the same, he will buy from you. So basically where we stand now is that companies are making like huge efforts in marketing instead of products. That's like the basic premise that I want to show to you, because we lost this quality competition, you know. People are not experts, so basically even if you care about quality and you want to be like critical consumer that buys something good, you are just deceived with marketing, because you say, okay, I will buy quality, and then they say to you, yeah, we make orthopedic design, and of course now you are not orthoped, so basically all you can do is trust them that they are telling the truth and their orthopedic confirm this, and that you're buying something good, and because they're 100 years old brand, you believe that what they're saying is true, and you believe that they have like the good orthopedic design even though it's a lie. And then you have me, who I challenged this status quo, and I worked with physiotherapists. I had podcasts with physiotherapists. I was asking them testing. I asked them to send me patients with flat feet, with plantar fasciitis, so we could figure out what's the real deal and what's not. Because even among physiotherapists, there were like, you know, two different sides. One physiotherapist like were very pro Zakistar, they were sure that it will work and they just wanted to prove, and some physiotherapists said that they don't believe that this will work and that it's not a good idea. So basically what happened is that only after extensive research you can get real answer. And the problem now is that I have like 10,000 followers on Instagram. They deleted my account when I had 20,000. I have only 1,200 on YouTube, and of course people will now find this account, maybe this video specifically, and they will say, ah, this don't look trustworthy because nobody follows him. And basically the only point is that when I started to grow, they deleted my account, probably to stop this information. And also, if you don't spend 1 million euros on marketing, it's much harder to get to people. So the end result is that you have Coca-Cola, which has the worst product in human history. Maybe only cigarettes or drugs are worse, but Coca-Cola is the biggest brand in the world because they have money. They can spend money to reach people that can buy more, and they also have money to market and influence what is good to people and what they should drink and buy. Because at the end of the day, you need to drink just water. That's the point. You don't need any drinks, any electrolytes, any bullshit. You're totally fine. I never drink anything else than water except wine sometimes for dates, but that's like occasional. And even doctors sometimes agree that wine is good, but however, people are drinking all this bullshit because they were influenced with marketing. Because if you listen to something a lot, people start to believe it, apparently. So it doesn't make any sense. Why would somebody buy Coca-Cola and why would people drink that shit? But if you look in reality, you have a lot of people who drink it. And then I ask them, why do you drink it? And they say they go into this defense mode. Yeah, you will also die. You will die healthy. I don't care. And it's just like, it's not even about death or life. It's just why do you support like the worst product and you are paying for this, you know? It's more, for me, it's more that irony that people are paying for bad products and then they're even defending it with some stupid arguments that don't make any sense. Like, oh, I can drink that, you will also die. Yeah, but you will have like diabetes and you will be sick all the time and you will have terrible life. You will probably get fat uh, while I will enjoy as much as possible because I'll be fit and healthy. And now we are at the stage when consumers of these bad products even defend them. So now you see the power of marketing. You sell people something bad and then they will rationalize, because if you buy, let's say Coca-Cola, let's say you buy Coca-Cola in the shop and then somebody says, are you stupid? You bought like the biggest scam in history. And now if you say, yeah, you're right, I'm stupid, nobody will say that. Everybody will try to come out as the smarter part. So they will try to find useless arguments to make their decision, which was basically based only on marketing and propaganda. So we are at the age where marketing matters more than products, because you can have cure for cancer, but as you can see with vaccines and all of this stuff, people can be convinced that vaccines are bad You can sell cure for cancer, and then Jewish propaganda will start big promotion on all media that this vaccine is basically to kill people, and nobody will want to buy your vaccine or your cure for cancer because there was so much money invested into brainwashing people to believe different, that basically your product doesn't matter. You could invest all your life into improving other people's life, and then you have some Jews that destroy this with propaganda. And people don't even understand because everybody thinks that it's untouchable for marketing, and that they, of course, nobody will say that it's stupid because nobody is stupid. But then in reality, you see what is going on and you realize that most of people are stupid. So the best is not to ask people, but to just check the reality, what we created as humans, what kind of life. It's basically the same thing as if you look in Africa and you have all this shit, and people want to say that black people are smart, which is obviously not true, because otherwise they would probably build the best buildings in the world and had the best societies, but that's obviously not the case. However, the result of this society is that people are influenced by marketing, and of course, if you look for the company, what is easier to produce this like me here, and as you could see live, I had some problem and I had to figure out how to solve this problem, and labor costs, every material costs, especially if you buy all of this in developed countries. Now if you go to some Eastern or Asian countries where they have lower standard, you could get leather for cheaper, or it's even easier to make them cheap products. So basically the point is that it's much easier for companies to get cheap products without any value. Don't invest in research, don't invest in improvements, because if you look at shoes, they're always the same. Just different color, different sole. It's just like there's no real innovation, like Zakistar flip-flops. This is like the next level. And I'm not saying this because I made them, but actually I tested, like I told you before, for 10 years. And in 10 years I realized all these truths, how we are designed to walk, and this actually improved people's lives. People with plantar fasciitis don't have plantar fasciitis anymore. People with flat feet don't have flat feet anymore. Not all of them, because you have different causes for flat feet and that, but it helps to most people. And then you realize that tribes and these people that don't wear shoes don't even know plantar fasciitis. So what does that mean? That this is just cause of the shoes. And you realize that they sell you terrible shoes, and then they sell you even the insoles to solve this problem, which is not even the correct solution. So yeah, no, it's just like, let's go down the rabbit hole. You see, basically, yeah, it's super funny. I like this live stream because I talked about all of these things that I'm actually thinking for some time now, and it's super interesting to put all of this in one video. And I'm also wondering, what do people think about that, because I believe that a lot of people is still brainwashed. I mean, not that I believe, I know, because I talk to a lot of people and then you see that they just, like, they can't take the logic into the debate. You ask them, why do you like Birkenstock? And they say, oh, they look so good, they're so comfy. And then you tell them, yeah, but comfort is not good. It makes your muscles weak, and your muscles don't need to work, so it gets weak, and then you kind of become dependent on this support, and you get plantar fasciitis and back pain and all of this. And they're like, yeah, but I like design and I like them anyways. So they just run out of like arguments, and then they just go on this personal level, like, yeah, it doesn't matter what you say, I like it and I want it. And that's how you realize that basically you can't win an argument with logic. And that's why it is how it is, because people don't buy things that makes logic. Why people eat McDonald's? Everybody knows that McDonald's is shit. Everybody knows that basically that's the worst you can put into your body, probably. Just if you look these videos when you put McDonald's sandwich in your pocket for 18 years and it's still like new after 18 years, you just know that this can't be good. But people still eat this in huge amounts, and they are fat, they are sick, they are ugly, and then they complain that there is big pharma, that there is like Bill Gates wanting them sick. Everybody, secret societies, I don't know who, just not them. Everybody's the cause, just not them. And that's how this works in reality, huh? Can you believe it? Okay, so we installed the straps. That's the first part. Now I will cut few rubbers. You can also watch this if you want, but I will slowly, yeah, it's one. I will have lunch now. You can see how I will cut few rubbers. So I can, let's see if I have 41. So this is like the most important video you ever watched, and think about it and think about what you consume and what you pay for and all of this. Because people are just like, I don't want to say retarded. That's the reality. Okay, we have this rubber. Because I will put this here. Just cut this. You see, this is the real brand, with production under control, with all the responsibilities. If the product is not good, you know where to complain. You see, for production you also need to have machines, you need to have skills. It's different game.